Hello, girlies. Welcome back to the channel. Something has been ringing dear to my heart, and I really want to reach out to the black sheep. That girl, that guy that's been the black sheep their whole life, always knew that you were different. Always felt like you were looking into the world. Always felt isolated. Every person in your life constantly put you down, constantly told you that you're not all that. And all you did was exist. All you did was do track or do basketball, go to school, and you had your stepfather or stepmom trying to get you in trouble with your bio parent or bio guardian. You got into fights and you didn't even know why you got into fights. You don't even know how you provoked that person. You just know that you provoked them. You don't even know why the ones that were put in your life to build you up constantly just put you down. Why you? Why me? And I remember being a child in Jamaica, and people would always tell my mom that, oh, she doesn't talk to anybody. She thinks she's too good to talk to people. And the truth is, I was always very, very cynical of humans. For some reason, and I was never touched as a child. Thank God. I was never, of course, you get whoopings like any other kid in the black community, but I never really, like, why was I so cynical of others? Why was that placed in my life, right? And then as I get older, those were gifts from God, because God was preparing me for the era that I'm in now, where jealousy and envy is on the rise. People are constantly comparing themselves. The workers of Satan are constantly on the prowl to destroy and to conquer. God put me into a lot of situations that are very taboo, very things that I don't think anybody would want to go through, honestly. Stripped away from your parents stripped away from you, no sense of identity, poverty, I mean, if you can name it. Dealing with the law, you can name it. Like, dealing with exes you wish you never met into your life. And I asked myself, God, why me? Why did you put me through all of this stuff? I just, why did you put me in a situation where I felt like I'm against the wall, and I constantly have to feel like I'm surviving? And I'll give you this story time of a time where I thought I didn't even know this woman was jealous of me. I was working at a catering job a few years ago. One of those jobs that you find on Indeed that are kind of wonky, but you apply because you're desperate. And I started working there, and I said, oh my God, this is it's menu. It's a menu, and you gotta study this menu and all these, freaking foods that they're offering, right? Dealing with clients, and I've never been good with people because it's hard for me to be fake. If I don't like you, I don't like you. I'm not a person that's great with small talk for too long. I mean, I can pretend sometimes, but for the most part, I'm not somebody that can be fake for too long. And my boss at the time, she was a black woman, very skinny, tall, dark-skinned woman, bad teeth, bad wig, whatever. And the way that me and this woman spoke, I always felt like she gave me too much of her personal life, but I just felt like, God, I have to deal with her. So I have to play ball and, be nice, for I'm not gonna say we didn't have good moments, but she was not easy to deal with. Anyway, I expressed to her that I had 10,000 saved in my account. I never thought anything of it because I'm like, we both get paid well. She probably gets paid way more than me, right? Because she is the manager of the office. Never thought anything of it. I just never traveled, so I just always saved my money from school and all those things. And so I didn't think anything of it. Push come to shove, unfortunately, I was let go from the job. I just, just one of those things where it's like I'm not at that level that they would like me to be at that 3-4 month mark. Fine. It was hurtful, whatever. I got past it. Year later now, about 2 years later, I think, and COVID, like after COVID and everything, because I think this time was, I don't know when it was, but it was 2 years later, period, right? And I just said, let me hit her up, because the same job that I was fired from, I was like, oh, let me go ahead and try and apply. You never know, right? You never know. Maybe they're desperate. Shit, I'm desperate. Let me just try and shoot my shot. It's not like we left on terrible terms. It didn't, we ended up having a conversation for an hour, and she was like, yeah, I thought we were friends. And it's like, girl, how are you and me gonna be friends when, look at the power dynamic. Like, I can't be friends with a woman that's my boss. Like, I don't know how people do stuff in corporate, but I know that type of power dynamic is not good for a friendship. Anyways, she kind of knew that the boss man at the time, because he's a chef, right? He's the owner of the company. Very small company, nothing big or crazy. He kind of knew that he wanted to let me go. And so he was waiting for this opportunity to let me go. And so I remember I had a little iffy with her because she wanted me to do something that was outside of my duties at the workplace. And I got in a little back and forth with her. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to go to the owner. And I don't know what she said, but she didn't make it clear. Like, she was just saying, like, not like very plainly, but she was just hinting like, well, oh, if you want to do that, like, it's not, I don't know if it's a good idea. I'm pretty sure that's what she said. And so the following day, of course, I was let go, not knowing that this man had a deep issue with me, and he just used that opportunity to let me go. It's not one of my best moments in life, but it is what it is. I hated that job. I hate customer service. I am not good with people. I am not good with faking the funk for too long. That job literally made me want to walk into incoming traffic every fucking day. I wanted to walk into incoming traffic. I just wanted to walk straight into New York traffic, downtown, and just walk right into there. Walk and just kill myself. That's how bad it was. That's how stressful it was. Because I was working as like 2 people instead of 1, right? Anywho, and I was training people. So they made me train people and then got me fired. That's just little bits and pieces of the story. So anyways, we're having this conversation after 2 years, right? I'm trying to get my fucking job back. And, she's like, yeah, I thought we were friends, and I'm like, girl, how the fuck we friends? Like, I'm playing along because I'm like trying to see if I can get some out of situation. And then she throws this thing at me. She's like, yeah, but you'll be all right. You had $10,000 saved up, and you're a pretty girl, and, you don't need to work. You don't need to use your brain, that type of thing. And I was like, wow. You were a hater this whole time. Because it's not what people say, it's how they say it. And it's like this whole time, this is my job. This is like 2 years later. How the fuck do you remember that I had $10,000 saved up at that time? Why is that Why is that on your chest? Why do you still remember that information, right? And so I say, ladies, never, if you're really beautiful, or you've always felt like you got attention from a lot of people, or you are ahead in life, never deal with people who feel like they're inferior. If they feel, that doesn't mean that they're inferior, but if they feel like that they lack when it compares to you, don't deal with them. Remove yourself out of that job, remove yourself out of that friendship immediately. Because she was somebody that liked to travel a lot, right? So she's like looking at this young girl. She's like, wow, this girl saves her money. She's not like me. And she was saying at the time, like, damn, I need to be more like you. I need to save my money. But at the time, I'm not. This woman, to me, she comes off very confident. She has a boyfriend. She has her, to me, she moved into an apartment. She has her life together. She was begging me for like homecoming gifts. Is that what it's called? Like housewarming gifts. And I'm looking at her like, bitch, why the fuck would I give you housewarming gifts when I had to put everything up in my fucking apartment by myself? Ain't nobody has ever done nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? I had to move everything into my apartment by myself from college. No man was help. Like, I think the only person that probably gave me a little help was the freaking Uber driver that just put the stuff into the fucking lobby for me to bring upstairs. Everything I've ever done was by myself. So it was just like, and I'm looking at you like, girl, I just started working this job. Like, we're not cool like that, right? So you have to watch females, I don't want to say females. You have to watch women that want to get close to you very quickly. And if you don't get close to them very quickly, they take it as a dagger to their self-esteem. And at the time, I'm not thinking this woman, felt inferior in any way, because she gives off very confident, very sure of herself. But then for it to be 2 years later, and you're bringing about the fact that I had 10,000 saved, and she trying to be all but her, like, oh my God, we're friends. This is why I don't put myself out on the line. Girl, if you was really a friend, I didn't want to say this because I wanted to save face and everything and be unbothered. But if you really wanted to be a friend, you would have let me know, like, hey, that nigga trying to fire you, bitch. I wouldn't even fucking go talk to him tomorrow, because he's gonna try and fire your ass. So don't do that. That's what a real friend. And this is why I say, and I get it, like, you gotta look out for yourself, because you have to look out for the company. You're basically HR too. Because remember, I told you, it's a small ass company. It's one of them hole in the walls jobs, right? So how can we really be friends if you can't even be frank with me, right? And y'all, please share y'all opinions in the comments, because I'm sure there's some people that might defend her, and that's okay. I don't think she's a bad person. I think she's a strong, Black, educated a woman, and she's a hustler. But that goes to show you, like, you can have somebody in your life and they could come off really confident, really unbothered, and there's certain things that are about yourself that they feel like, oh, you don't need help, you got this, you got that, you don't really need this job, you don't really need, and I don't, and it end up not needing it, right? I end up being fine. I eat well. I probably still look better than her. And so God has blessed me and put favor on my life, as he always will. And I'm super grateful for that. But yeah, always, anybody that feels inferior, never have people around like that. And I feel like women who are very beautiful, I don't think you can work for unattractive people. I don't care how confident that person comes off, don't fucking deal with them. Because I remember when I came into a friends group when I moved, about 5 years ago, and I moved, and I met this lady, and I'm like, wow, she has the house, she has the kids, she got the car, she got the husband. Why would you be insecure? That's how I look at the situation. I'm like, you have the dream. And then looking back, she was sending me side shots, making me feel like I should doubt myself when it comes to taking pictures, or just little side things that I look back and I'm like, oh, this bitch was throwing shade. Because right, we have all this information online exposing jealousy and envy now. So I'm looking back and I'm like, wow, this woman was being shady and I didn't even catch it. I didn't even catch it because she didn't even come off as an insecure person. And so watch out for people who you know are inferior to you, but they come off extremely confident and they're trying to get to you. They always asking for you. They always trying to get close to you. And then they take it like a hit to their esteem when you don't want to be their friends. You don't want to get close to them. Watch out for people like that. And just a lasting message, like, let me tell you something. Any monitoring spirit that's out there trying to destroy me, I promise you, as long as I got God on my side, you're going to lose every single time. I would suggest that you stop it because I like to return to sender. Yeah, you're not winning here, baby. You're not winning here. I've had a lot of people in my life try to put me down, make me feel like I'm less than. And you know what I've learned in life? If you're not really a threat, there's not going to be people actively trying to come into your life and make you feel like you're not all that and throwing jabs or pretending like they don't see you. I don't have cheerleaders and I don't need no cheerleaders. And you're not going to win. That's really, I would just give up. I would just go focus on myself. I would just go do that. Life is too short, babes. Moi. Anyways, y'all, subscribe and like. Thank you for watching.